How's summer vacation
Woman to
going?
move.
Not too bad.
That's been having some fun, I hope.
Absolutely.
Somebody just shoot me and I want to come back as one of these two guys.
Well, just Troy, Troy, you know, the old cliche is people come back from their summer vacation and then they show you pictures of the vacation. I want the slideshow from these guys' vacation so far, because these guys must be having a great time. Too much fun. We were just talking to Brian Campbell about it. Does it take every day to sink in? Do you wake up every morning and go, okay, we won the cup last year?
Yeah, slowly, more and more. I mean, it's been so crazy, as you said. There's been so much stuff going on. Whether we're at home or we're in Chicago, and for me, I never really had time to relive that moment at all. I was out east in Quebec visiting my family out there. They had the games taped and all that stuff, and I actually rewatched the Game 6 with my family out there. And that's watching that and seeing the fans' perspective of how that game ended up. It was pretty cool to see that again, and it really for the first time brought me back. And that's the type of thing that helps it sink in a little bit more. So it was pretty cool.
Jonathan, you win the gold medal. Patrick, you win the silver medal. Jonathan, you pick up the hardware as the MVP in the postseason, 29 points. Patrick, 28 points. The game-winning goal in overtime. How has your life changed in this short time, different than it was before?
Not too much.
That happens all the time?
A lot more people want to be your friend now.
I'm sure.
No, it's, I mean, to be honest with you, I think for me personally, it hasn't really sunk in completely yet. I mean, as far as winning the cup and everything, but one thing that did help it sink in was the parade for sure. That was really unbelievable to be a part of, and we were on the last bus and we saw all the fans chasing the bus and people getting mauled over, and it was just funny to kind of see how much it meant to City Park.
I mean, when you guys, we were on the second bus, which was amazing. As you come over the expressway and you come into the downtown area, were you guys like completely caught off guard by the magnitude, the number of people that were in the city of Chicago on that parade?
Yeah, well, I think the two of us were the lucky ones. We were in the last bus, and we were lucky enough to have the cup with us. So we got a rise out of the crowd every time we hoisted the cup there too. So that was a lot of fun. And like Kane said, I think we were coming down Washington into downtown. By the time we got to Michigan, every street we passed was just full of people, and they just kept going in behind us. And there was people as far as the eye could see. It was, I'm sure you've all seen the pictures. It was absolutely unbelievable.
Patrick, do you look back at you not only won the Stanley Cup, you scored the goal that won the Stanley Cup. You ever replay that goal in your mind?
Yeah, actually, a couple weeks after we won, someone mentioned to me, what if that puck didn't go in the net? And ever since then, I've kind of been thinking about
pick up the pieces you were throwing away.
Exactly. Ever since then, I've been thinking about what an idiot I look like. Skating and jumping down the ice and throwing my equipment all over the place. That didn't go in, and then Philly wins Game 6 and comes back on Game 7. I was like,
yeah. Well, I was going to say, how did you know it went? I mean, did you saw it in the back of the net? Because nobody else saw it.
Yeah.
You and Leitner were about the only people who knew it was in.
Yeah, I think Sharpie and Boyd were there too, but besides that, I would say there's probably only a handful of people that actually knew it was in the net. And like I said before, I mean, I was just trying to put it on net and maybe hope for a rebound from one of my teammates. And luckily enough, it's nothing. I think Leighton said that he thought I was going to pass it back door or something, so I wasn't really expecting the shot. And I just saw it stuck to the back of the net and the back pad where I guess you couldn't really see the puck, but. I could see it from where I was, and I think that's probably why I celebrated so much, was because no one knew it was in, but myself and a couple other people.
Have you had a chance to go back and see like the celebration, obviously yourself, but the coaching staff itself didn't have a clue that the puck was in, and they did not want to celebrate until it was reassured by them, by Brad Owens, the video coach, that he had to go back into the locker room to make sure that the puck crossed the line, because Bill Flynn and the coaching staff didn't want to celebrate. The Philadelphia Flyers, stunned. Nobody knew. There was no official call, and yet you guys were celebrating. And Jonathan, if you look at you in the pack, when you guys were celebrating, you look back towards the timekeeper's bench, and you see, I think, the referees, discussing something there, and you took a beeline out of the pack towards them. What was going through your mind?
Well, again, like when I was watching the game on TV the other day, that's one of the things I noticed, and you don't really realize these small details when you're in the moment. And I was actually one of the last guys to get off the bench too, and I was still looking back, and I still couldn't see the puck. And I was probably one of the last guys to get down by the net where Tanner was with Antti and the rest of the guys, and I'm still looking back. By that point, I forget which referee was. They pulled the net off its moorings, and the puck was sitting there right on the goal line. So I was still trying to figure out whether it was in the goalie's equipment or if it was in the net. I had no clue, and I really didn't know until the ref pointed center ice, and that was it. And again, I still had that weird feeling, inside of me that they could still call it back somehow, and Flyers were still out there on the bench.
I think that's what they were hoping too. They were moving.
Right. Well, when we shook their hands and we finally got the cup out on the ice, that's when I knew we're not going back on this. And yeah, so I was a bit more of a sincere feeling at that point.
Waiting to get pumped, you bring out the cup and skate around. Okay, we're flying over.
That was pretty good.
The plane ride back, something very special, and everybody on the plane, and everybody says, we look back and the players, nobody was sitting down, the cup was there, they were passing it around. How special was that plane ride back to Chicago with the group that just won the cup?
I think that whole night was really special. As far as when we won the cup, the celebration on the ice, and then the celebration in the locker room after was really surreal. I mean, people crying, families crying, and then when you get away from all the families and friends, and you just get, like you said, just go on the plane with the players you've been playing with the whole year, and the guys you really fought so hard with to win the cup. That was pretty special, kind of, for us to just have our moment together on the plane. And, about an hour and a half flight, just sharing stories throughout the year, and really enjoying what we had with us on that plane.
How's it, obviously the summer is way different, but among the other things, joking about summer vacation, this is also a much shorter summer vacation for you guys. At what point do you start thinking about hockey again and start focusing on September?
I don't know. I think for me, it feels a lot easier to get back into it, and I'm looking forward to getting back on the ice soon enough. And I feel much more relaxed and rested than I did, say, last year, where we got to the conference finals, and still it's not far off as far as games played compared to this year. But last summer was definitely much tougher, and I think I'm excited to get back out there and get back on the ice. Emotionally and physically, it's as grueling as ever to play as many games, over 100 games like we did this year. But I've enjoyed it all, and I'm not saying I'm past it, but I'm excited getting back out there and getting back on the ice and getting after working on our second one. So.
Things don't change when you win the Stanley Cup, or do they, Jonathan? You go back home to Winnipeg, and then if you follow it on the website, you see that your day in Winnipeg was amazing. And I was a former Winnipeg Jet, so I understand that the fans and the support and everything for you in Winnipeg. You had a lake named after you, and I know that you're very humble and you know that thing, but nothing changes when you win the Stanley Cup. You just get lakes named after you. How cool was that?
It was pretty awesome. It's a big deal. It's what we do in Canada, I guess.
You're getting a lot of bets on that.
For a while, I felt guilty. I had no clue where the lake was, and I tried my best to get up there. It's way up north in Manitoba, but I haven't had the time yet. But again, that's Peter says, for the most part, we don't change the way our families are. Nothing changes for us, but to win the Stanley Cup, especially for people in my hometown, there'll always be a lot of people, for Tanner and I that support us and obviously follow our careers and all that. But everyone seems to have a story now where they were, what they were doing when you won the Stanley Cup, and they, there's a lot of people that can relate to that. And it's special for them too, that when you bring the cup home, and people that have been there along the way as well, former coaches and friends and all that. It's a very special thing to share with all of them.
Guys, we appreciate you taking some time out. Obviously, everybody a lot of big fans out here for you.